Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcraft family. Um, been wondering how to do this video, or if I should do a video on this at all, because um, yeah, it is YouTube, and there are some evil people out there that they're just evil. They make things up and they say lies and things like that and all that and whatnot, but I don't care about them people. I really don't. This is mainly for the people who I call my YouTube family. These are the people who support me, that come to my lives, and um, are really there. And I feel it important for me to come out and talk about this, um, because it's going to affect the channel um, now into the future. Um, I was supposed to go live Wednesday on my other channel, and I couldn't. Just couldn't. My family is in need of prayer right now, and I'll get to that. But like I said, the channel is going to be affected, and with YouTube, it's very hard to take time away. And I had switched my channel up a bit here lately, doing news in the morning and stuff to keep the channel going, more or less. And with that, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to do that now. So I'll probably end up having to go back to doing more videos, or a different schedule or something. I don't know. Um, I'll get to the reason why. And people can believe what I say, or they don't. It's just one of those things, and it's not very hard to confirm what I say is the truth or not. Um, Actually, I could probably bring it up on here. Let me see if I can find it. And I probably should have had all this, you know, done up ahead, but my mind has not been on that right now. Trust me. I don't think I've slept in 4 days now. Let me see if I can find it here. There it is. Well, maybe not. Might be a little bit harder to find. Oh, there. Oh, actually, there it is. And let me see, putting it on the screen. This is gonna be something different. Doing this on the fly. I haven't done this, so media source, is that it? No, that's not it. Window capture. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. Two pedestrians transported to Zanesville Hospital after being struck by a vehicle. You can read this. It's according to the news release, Dorothy, whoever, of Coshocton was making a left-hand turn on Walnut Street, South 2nd Street, when she failed to yield to two pedestrians in the crosswalk. Two men were struck in the crosswalk area, transported to Genesis Hospital in Zanesville for treatment of injuries and further evaluation. Yeah. Many of you may know my son's friend has been living here for a while, and him and his friend were going to Hardee's for breakfast. It's something my son loves to walk around, or he did. Most people know he's autistic and whatnot. And, well, they were walking, and yes, he followed the rules of walking across the street and everything, which evidently they were walking across the street and across the crosswalk, and a lady making a left-hand turn mowed him down. My son ended up going under the car. She ran over him, and his friend ended up on the hood and then thrown onto the road. He ended up with some road rash, as you may know. I'm sorry. I haven't slept. I've been running back and forth to hospitals and this and that for the last 3 days now. But anyway, there's many witnesses, so that wasn't an issue. The ambulances came and assessed it, that both of them were trauma, so they were transported to Zanesville, which is roughly 40 miles from here. I had gotten a call saying that I had to get to the hospital right away because my son had been ran over or hit by a car. And I thought it was very strange. I thought, well, why wasn't a sheriff involved or anything like that? And she said she didn't know. This is just, they needed me down there to sign papers and okay surgery and things like that. And I asked what about his friend. They were walking together, and she said she didn't know anything, just she was in charge of my son, and I had to get down there. And this is right after, actually during the live that I did Wednesday morning. And right after I ended the live and whatever, a few minutes later, that's when I got the call. I rushed down there, got in there right away, and they had told me that he was in bad shape. He lost consciousness, and had broke his hip pretty bad, and they needed me to sign papers so they could transport him to another hospital, which is usually not a good sign, because Zanesville Hospital is pretty good, and then if they have to transport somebody, it's usually a big deal. They had done, all the scans and everything and whatnot, and they ended up I got to go in and see him before they were transporting him and everything, and he told me what happened and everything, and they said that she was going well over the 25 miles an hour, even for a left-hand turn. I don't know any more than that, but he had a lot of bumps and scrapes, as you probably know. Going under a vehicle is not something you want to happen. Anyways, he had, gashes to his head and stuff, because he was out for a few, and he was being strong. I know, because if anybody's had hip damage, it's painful, and when he was transported, they asked him if he wanted pain meds, and he's one not to take medication. He doesn't like any medication or anything like that. And by the time I got to the hospital and stuff, it started hurting. So he changed his mind on that, because it was extremely painful. He couldn't move his right side or anything like that. Anyways, he was transported to another hospital that deals in trauma surgery and whatnot, which was a lot further away, closer to 100 miles away from where I live, which caused another issue, because I found out that his friend was down there in Zanesville, same hospital. So I had to go find out about him, because he has no family in Ohio or anything. So I went to find out for him. That way I could bring him home and then go drive all the way back to the other hospital for my son. And found out that he was scraped up, you know, road rash and a cut on his elbow, and just in pain, normal pain and everything. But other than that, he was fine. So got him home, ended up going back, and he didn't get the surgery right away because they wanted to make sure that everything else was okay, that he was okay to do surgery and everything. So I had to come home and be back up there the next morning. Again, luckily, I'm close to paying off a credit card, and that's what I've been using for gas. Everybody knows I'm on Social Security, and with Social Security, you live paycheck to paycheck, basically. And this being toward the end of the month, paycheck's gone. And that's how I was basically paying for gas. But like I said, for the channel here, and I'm sorry, I'm just blabbing off and going. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. And it's probably going to be this way for a good while. He did get surgery. They said possible he would be able to come home pretty soon, and they're actually about within the hour, about an hour to every 2 hours, they're taking x-rays of his hip after the surgery and stuff. You know, they had to put brackets and, you know, screws and everything, all that kind of stuff to put stuff back together. But the fact being, it's going to affect my channel. It's just because at any time I have to be by the phone. I have to get up and go, basically. And I'm spending a lot of time driving back and forth. I'm just really hoping my truck doesn't have any issues. And again, that's prayers for all that stuff. But anyway, like I said, lives will probably be affected by it pretty seriously. Because, I mean, I could probably do a live, but have my phone sitting next to me, and then if something happens, I have to get going, because it's an hour and a half to two hours away, depending on traffic. And that kind of sucks, because that's a long way to go to, you know, be worrying about your son and whatnot. I'm just, if at all possible, you know, maybe watch some of my videos or whatnot, so I can kind of keep the algorithm, the revenue, or whatever you want to call it, going. Other than that, I'm not sure how we're going to go with the channel or anything at this point, because Yeah, I was just getting at a schedule where I was kind of keeping it going and everything. But so right now, um, I'll probably be putting out videos and stuff a lot more than doing the lives in the morning. So if you see a live in the morning, please jump on there. That way, um, I get the views and all that stuff to keep the channel going. Um, but most of all, please keep my son in your prayers. Um, Again, I know there's going to be those people saying, "Oh, he is lying again. He's making things up and this and that." I don't care about those people. You can say what you want. You mean nothing to me. That's the easiest way I can put it. Um, I've got information that um, they're making things up that my mom didn't really die. I made it up thing. And, those are just evil people. They hide behind um, saying they're Christian and this and that, and that's not how Christians are supposed to be. And I don't have to worry about that because I know God's going to take care of that. He's got my back on that, so I'm not worried about it. And I've been trying to decide if I was going to even put this out because that's putting me out there, for more attacks. But I don't care. I'm just gonna put my faith in Jesus to watch over. With that being said, I'm sorry this is just went in shambles or whatever you want to call it, but I know there's going to be a lot of questions and stuff, and that's about it as far as I can go. Hopefully my son will be home pretty soon, which that's going to be interesting because somebody with hip damage that's going to be rough. Because I'll put it this way: we have one bathroom and it's upstairs. If it was downstairs, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But that means that's going to be a lot of me carrying him up and down the stairs, or and the fact that physical therapy and stuff, there's going to be a lot of doctor's appointments. Oh boy. And if you know me, I don't like, if it was me, I would probably go to 1 and 2 and skip all the rest of them, because that's when I had cut my leg. I was supposed to be doing 18 months of physical therapy. I never did go to physical therapy. I went to the doctor one time, and I just went to the emergency room for them to remove the staples. I don't like doctors, and for me to have to be going most of the day, I don't like it. But again, if you can, pray for my son and his friend for hopefully my son get out of the hospital as soon as possible. That way, it's, and I hate to say it, but it saves money on the credit card, because I just got to where it was starting to get paid off because I was working on my credit. Besides the point, but that's what I'm using for gas money at the moment, to go back and forth. Other than that, I'm just going to stop talking and say thank you to my YouTube family that does support me. Other than that, please say a prayer. God bless.